Chris Wood could.
This is all very new, isn't it?
Have you heard this one before?
I have. It's been in my sphere.
Just gonna fade him out. More on that later. That's the new Chris Wood song. Like a radio
check you out.
DJ.
Yeah, we're adding strings to our bow.
Anyway, welcome to the latest episode of Hambassadors, our show that takes you behind the scenes of the Between Two Beers podcast. How are you doing today, Shay?
We are really behind the scenes. A new experience for us. I've got to make sure that I keep this hand down because there's a camera over there. But welcome to the Hamilton, the B2B HQ, Global HQ.
Yeah. You catch this one on YouTube now. We're going video. We're videoing everything in 2025 for the reels.
Yeah,
for the clips.
I wish I'd known because I could have gone and seen Murray Rose because I'm a bit. I've got real bad beard rough problem at the moment.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
and I think I do too.
Are you looking? Have I got someone there?
Yeah, you've got a little bit. Yeah. A little bit.
Mine's terrible compared to...
It looks a lot like dandruff.
What
is
I'm
not sure which one's...
Oh, there's both. Both ends are going.
I'm not sure which one's worse.
Yeah. Doc Brown had a real field day over the long weekend.
Yeah.
Got to stop wearing black T-shirts.
Yeah, black T-shirts don't help.
No.
But we're not going to change that.
Oh, no, definitely not. Not now that we're recording more. I don't think I can. Got to stay on brand.
Yeah.
I've also gone Jandals today, which was a bad option.
Yeah.
And that's clothes chat.
Yeah, that's clothes chat done for another week. Look, I was on a stag do on the weekend in Auckland.
Are we still doing stag do's?
Yeah, we are. When your mate's getting married, and they are having a stag do, then you go to the stag do. It's one of those things like a 40th. You got to go.
I didn't go to Baz's 40th.
No, you didn't.
I don't know, yeah.
Good time. But there's because Bon was away with the kids in Taranaki for 3 days while I was in Auckland for 3 days. And I was returning on Sunday, and so was she, and then she was working all day Sunday. Yeah. So there's this little clock ticking, like you're back on the tools from midday Sunday. Don't get too out of control. Don't get that hangover too bad.
Was it the voice in the Saturday head?
Yeah, there is nothing worse than looking after kids hungover.
Did you have a hard deadline of when the handover needed to be occurred?
Yeah, midday.
Is that
So it was. We managed it. We got through, but the when you're on a stag or at an event or something, and there's a few people you know and there's a few you don't, and a lot of the time I find the conversation comes back to the podcast. I've listened to a few episodes. Everyone there had listened to the Ridgie episode. Ridgie was
a lot of people who listened to that.
Was a central theme of the chat. But the other one we get is guest recommendations. Oh, you should get my mate on the show, or you should get so-and-so. So a guy comes up and he's like, you should get insert name of a guest who we've wanted for ages on the show.
Should have used the thing and bleeped it out.
Yeah, and I was like, fucking, well, keen as. And he's like, he's one of my best mates. I'll just message him right now.
We've been down this path before as well, where people are like, I know him. He's my neighbour's son's brother.
He messages him. He replies straight away. He's like, yeah, bro, keen as. I'm like, fuck, there we go. Worth it.
But we're not going to say who that is.
No. Because we might not get him, or he might have,
or them.
We've
done it again.
Yeah. How was your week, man? You had a week alone.
Yeah, Doc Brown went to the USA for a conference, and it's still quite early days in the relationship. But I found myself sort of walking around the house in circles, not really knowing what to do, and also like playing PlayStation till 2 a.m. Routine was just out the window. It was back to old Shay.
Yeah.
So it was good to have her back, but maybe as a result of playing PlayStation for so long, TV blew up on the weekend.
Did it?
So I had to make a new purchase.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's an upgrade on the house.
You and PlayStation is one of those things that it's done in silence in your own home. You know, there's no PR about it. I just sometimes forget you're a gamer.
Yeah.
And then
I want to be very clear on this to the audience as well. Like, I only play FIFA.
Sure.
That's the only game I play.
I thought you played a bit of Madden.
No, I feel like I just said I only play FIFA.
Okay.
That's all I play.
Hey, I'm not game shaming. I'm not game shaming.
No, I just feel like
I play a bit of PlayStation every now and then.
Yeah, but
PlayStation were an old sponsor of ours.
They were, but I just feel like the audience might go, "Oh, Shay's a gamer now. Hey, what about the new COD?" I'm not a gamer. I just play career mode. I just play career mode on FIFA.
You are a gamer,
and that's what I do.
Hey, the Hambassador movement may be escalating a little bit this week.
Catching fire.
Yeah,
catching fire.
We've been approached by Chris Chang from TVNZ's breakfast program, and he wants to do a little segment on why Hamilton is the best city in New Zealand.
It's about time.
And
about time. They put some respect on our name.
We're going to be entertaining him tomorrow. By the time this goes out, it might be on air. I'm not sure when it's going to go.
When is breakfast even back? It's like school. It's back next week.
Yeah, but a good opportunity to showcase what we've got here.
We've got to consolidate. We can't waste the opportunity.
I know. You got your Hambassadors cap.
Go to the smorgasbord at five Crossroads.
Golden Dragon smorgasbord should be in
We should do that.
Hamilton's 5 best things.
I do have my Hambassadors
You got your
hat.
gardens, you got
Yeah,
your
yeah.
lake playground, you got Golden Dragon smorgasbord at 5 Crossroads.
Murray Rose Barbers.
You know,
we should do
I think
that.
it works. But speaking of great Hambassadors, Chris Wood.
Contract extension, Nottingham Forest.
Yeah. This is a Chris Wood segment. So I'm going to play the song. I'm going to build into the song because listeners might not know how good Chris Wood is.
I think they do.
So here's some stats,
Go
all
on,
right?
Go on. You love
This
your metrics.
season for Nottingham Forest, he's played 22 games. He's scored 14 goals in those 22 games, 2 assists. He's only had 23 shots on target, which is ludicrous. He's the 4th equal goal scorer in the Premier League, tied with Cole Palmer, who's the best player in the league at the moment. So here is the breakdown of what is particularly good about Chris Wood. 41 total shots, a goal conversion rate of 34%, which makes him
You've delved in.
the
Good.
most prolific and lethal striker in the league based on his goal conversion rate. Did you see this goal against Liverpool?
Yeah, we were in the office.
Yeah.
We were in the office.
One touch finish,
Yeah.
bang.
That's how he can play. He
Yeah.
can play. The boy can play.
And so it has led to this Nottingham Forest fan making a Chris Wood song, and it slaps.
It slaps.
Slaps. I'm going to play it. So I'm going to play it for you now. You got a little taste of it in the
We're
intro.
going to do the entirety?
It's only a little clip. Yeah, it's 30 seconds or so. All right, here we go.
All right. I don't hate it. I thought I might. Is there a video clip with this?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Ah, yeah. Nice.
That will be in your head for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
How good?
He's up for Male Athlete of the Year, isn't he, at the Halbergs?
Well, that's a good seg, Shay. That's a real good seg because we are.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
New Zealand's favourite sporting moment.
Yeah.
Again.
You low energy. Bring it up.
No, New Zealand's favourite sporting moment. Again.
We're involved with the Halberg Awards. We're going to be emceeing on the night, some parts of it, and presenting the Sporting Moment of the Year award. Again. So what I'm going to do, I've got 10 moments here to read through.
These are the 10.
I'm just going to read them out, and if you've got something to say about them,
These are the 10.
They've actually given us permission this year to be a bit more editorial with our
Yeah,
chat.
we can-
So
we
we've
can have
both
an
got a
opinion.
favourite in here,
Yeah.
and we're going to go for it. Okay, so here are the favourites, the 10 favourites. Finn Butcher's emotional tribute to his dad after Olympic gold win in Paris.
Good. I feel like these Olympics are going to dominate a lot of these.
Super mum rowers Brooke and Lucy embrace kids after Olympic gold.
That was a good moment.
See, I like the moments.
That's an actual moment.
An actual moment.
Yeah. Finn's was a moment.
Finn's was a moment. There's some which I question whether they're moments. Okay.
it's
Elise
New Zealand
Andrews
public's decision.
celebrates Kieran Olympic gold with dad and coach John.
That's a moment.
Yeah. Black Caps stun India on home soil to sweep historic 3-0 test win.
That's a series of matches.
Yeah.
So you're ruling that one out, are you?
I'm just struggling with the moment. Like, what is the moment of that?
Yeah.
What is the moment?
Yeah.
Is it the celebration after the final?
It'll be the moment that won the third match.
Yeah, but like, what was it?
Yeah,
I
I
it doesn't
can't.
stand in my memory.
Yep.
Therefore,
Okay.
I'm sorry, Black Caps. White Ferns beat South Africa to win historic first T20 World Cup.
Moment.
Yeah,
But same thing.
same thing. Anna Grimaldi wins New Zealand's only Paralympic gold in Paris.
Very clearly a moment.
Yep, okay.
Very clearly.
I'll allow it. Hayden Wild's sportsmanship after narrowly missing Olympic triathlon gold.
Now, I don't want to sway or influence voters out there because it is a public vote. That is my favourite moment.
Yeah.
That was gripping, captivating TV for me.
Yeah. You were watching that live.
I did watch that. Like Doc Brown
Yeah.
couldn't sleep afterwards.
Yeah.
She was filthy. She was filthy on that.
Yeah.
But I came in afterwards and I said, you should have heard what he said afterwards. It's really like real gallant in defeat.
Yeah.
And I liked that.
I agree. I think that's a real contender.
Yeah.
Lydia Ko completes a historic set of medals with Olympic gold.
And she got into the Hall of Fame, I think.
So that is one of the most impressive things on the list. But was it a moment? Was it a moment? You know?
Yeah, I see.
Just winning, a little bit like the cricket. Silver Fern secure 2024 Constellation Cup with 61-43 win.
Yeah, that's a one-off game.
Yay! Celebrations afterwards.
Yeah.
It's all a lot of sort of just celebrating after the win. Okay, and I'm leading up to my pick, which is Hamish Kerr's pure joy after winning the high jump. That's the moment because he's off on that the big stadium by himself, giving it the big one, doing the semicircle.
And we don't.
And I remember watching that, and that was awesome.
I don't think we've. Correct me if I'm wrong out there. We've never won a high jump gold medal before.
No, we haven't.
Yeah,
and he was off.
And I think that's kind of a blue ribbon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my pick.
We should talk to him.
Yeah, we should start a campaign. you start your campaign for Hayden Weil, and I'll go Hamish Kerr, and we'll see who trumps.
I'll be honest though.
Yeah.
10 great moments. All I'm thinking about is on the night having to ask the questions again, because if you cast your mind back 12 months when the New Zealand Warriors won the award for favourite sporting moment and they sent up Tohu Harris and Marcelo Montoya, neither of them really wanted to talk, and that was terrifying for me.
Well, they perhaps would have talked better if they were asked better questions.
Oh, that is a shit thing to say. That's terrible.
Is it?
That's terrible.
Well,
I mean, I know.
I
didn't realize at the time that he didn't play in the game.
And your question was,
what did you say in the moment?
Yeah, the moment was their epic comeback win. What did you say? What was said?
Have you sat on this for 12 months?
To the lads at halftime. He said, I wasn't playing in that game, bro.
Yeah. So why don't you ask the questions? No. Why don't you ask the questions this year?
No, because
I think the audience.
It's a learning experience.
I think the audience wants
it's a learning experience. You'll be better for it.
They're so used to us being in our roles. Maybe they just want me to read the auto cue.
Yeah. No Chris Wood moment.
Well, it's probably the time frame.
Goal against Liverpool. Yeah, time frame. Right. Anyway, moving on.
But you can vote online. Vote online for your favourite moment.
Where do they go?
Head to halberg.co.nz and you'll see all the details on there. Vote for your favourite sporting moment now.
You just slide into that broadcast.
Yeah,
you do. Yeah,
it's like I'm doing it to camera because there is cameras.
Hey, speaking of awards, we have been nominated for a international podcast
This
award.
was a huge surprise over the weekend.
Yeah,
huge surprise.
I was made aware of it in my inbox. The iHeart Podcast Awards nomination for Best International Podcast, up against...
Who are we up against?
The Business of Doing Business with Dwayne Kerrigan from Canada, Mamma Mia Out Loud, Australia, Diary of a CEO, Stephen Bartlett,
That's
UK,
That's
and
a big one.
Los Aluchinis.
Got that one again?
Los Aluchinis, the popular Mexican podcast.
I had a conversation with my brother and his partner over the weekend, and they were like, who's your main competition? Is it insert other New Zealand podcast? I was like, nah, it's probably more Stephen Bartlett, I think. And that was like tongue-in-cheek gag. And then when that came out, I screenshot it, sent it, and I said, turns out I was right.
So the chat was you and Marketing Marcus were talking about going over to it. Like, oh, fuck, are we going? It's in Austin.
I still think it's
on
you're
still thinking about it? Okay.
I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah.
Do you think if they were like, do you think if we were going to win, they would then be like, hey guys, I really think it's in your best interest that you come.
I don't think they give a shit. There's a lot of awards. The timing of it is interesting because it's the iHeart Awards.
Yeah, I mean, and
we have actually left iHeart.
That's a complicating factor,
which we haven't spoken about, so we can
the floor is yours.
NZME have been awesome. Like, I can't speak highly enough of why we are where we are has been in large part thanks to the support of NZME. Sarah Catran and Joe Jury and Adam Pomana and all these people have been huge. But as the show has evolved and grown, it's kind of changed. And what we were looking for, more aligned with being out there on our own as an independent creator, which would open more opportunities and a big part of it is that we're like doing a lot of the stuff ourselves now. So to start with, like NZME was selling all of it. Then we started selling our own ads. Then we started doing our own marketing. So when we're in this kind of hybrid this hybrid relationship where we're selling stuff and our partners are selling stuff, it's kind of different to what everyone else is doing. So with Acast, they approached us and they made us a really good offer which respected what we wanted to do in that term. We wanted to sell sort of 50% of the stuff. It opens the door for them to sell the other back half. But it's also more than just ads in an audio podcast. We've got a big social media following. There's YouTubers growing really fast. There's brand deals, and they're kind of just able to, they've got the connections, they've got the resource, and they've got the expertise to really bring that all together. So it was a really hard decision. Like, it was a really stressful end to the year. I think we hinted, there were a lot of options, and we weren't sure which way we were going to go. But it's been really great. Like, Ryan at Acast in particular has been super helpful. And yeah, we're out the other side. We are out on our own essentially now. So we don't have ties to any media organizations, which I think is going to create more possibilities. And that is why we've left.
Yeah, it's bittersweet, right? Because we've still got really good, strong relationships in at NZME, but we are out doing our own thing now. And yeah, you're right. It does open the door to chat to a whole lot of other people who are on other brands and other networks, which the audience will see soon.
For the listener, nothing changes. It's exactly the same, except instead of us saying listen on iHeartRadio, we say we're now part of the Acast Creator Network and a few logos, but ads, the show, nothing changes. So excited for the next chapter.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting if we win that award.
Right, Between Two Bets, brought to us by our proud sponsors, the TAB.
Brought to us, brought to you.
Brought to you and us. We had a couple of losers last week. We don't need to dwell on that.
No,
I've got a good feeling about this one. Yeah, back on the horse. I've gone for a multi.
Yep.
Which is Nottingham Forest with our
real
man Chris Wood.
Real Chris Wood theme.
And Auckland City to win as well.
Auckland FC, I think you'll find.
Auckland FC.
You put the bet on.
Oh my God, how embarrassing.
Yeah.
Paying $4.20, so a nice little return on that. What have you gone?
I've gone Israel Adesanya, and I didn't realise he was actually fighting this weekend, but I've gone him to win by either a knockout or a TKO.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that paying?
$2.90.
Nice. We're going to be rolling in it, eh? Build that sum up to 500 and we're giving it away again. We're giving it away to the listener. We're giving it away to the listener.
Got to get back on. R18, bet responsibly.
Yeah. Hey, one little thing that caught me out over the weekend. Our friends have organised a golf tournament called the Halberg Cup, which very sadly I couldn't make this year, and I've been removed from the group as a result. But I found out that you had contacted Ryan Fox to do a voice intro, and he delivered big time.
That's right.
Yeah, you've gone on your private account. How did you get in touch with Foxy?
You don't need to worry about... I mean, I did exactly that. I've got Ryan's number, and I sent a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
The organiser of the Halberg Cup very, very clearly explained to me that he thought I would be able to pull it off rather than you.
Oh, really?
Because I have it on reasonable authority that you almost laughed off the suggestion of going to Ryan Fox to get that.
Because I feel uncomfortable asking. I imagine he gets asked. This is what a legend Foxy is, that he's done it.
Oh, totally.
But I imagine he gets asked for that sort of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a bit of a burden, but he's delivered.
He delivered.
Yeah,
he delivered big time. It was cutting it fine, and we at one point, because he was playing at the same, like he was literally in a tournament at the same time, and then he delivered the voice notes. But I was sort of scrambling a little bit the day before, thinking, one, he's not seen the message, and two, he's playing. So I do not want to burden him while he's playing. And I was like throwing Hail Marys at Philip Tautorangi, at Michael Campbell. I was scrambling to try and deliver. And Foxy came through.
Yeah, well done.
I think we'll probably have to repay the debt at some point down the line, but I'm happy to put us up for that.
Yeah. Tap of the cap.
Tap and gap.
Tip of the cap. Tip of the cap.
Tip of the cap.
Tip of the cap. Tip of the cap. We put out our goals that we spoke about on last Hambassadors last week.
Speaking of golf.
One of mine attracted a bit of attention, which is my golf handicap going from, it should have been 20 to a 12, which was on LinkedIn post, but the Instagram one was the previous edition, which was a 10.
I don't know
and
what
I've
any of that
been
means.
made very aware that with my swing and my ability in golf.
Some people are talking about your putting as well.
The whole thing is highly unrealistic, which I see as something of a challenge. But yeah, that was another topic of conversation at the Stag. It's like, bro, can we talk about this golf goal? How much you planning on playing, man?
Yeah, because for someone who doesn't, like, is that a real, are you having to play like 2-3 times a week? Is that how you?
20 to a 10 is ridiculous. 20 to a 12 would be, if I could pull that off, I'd be playing a lot of golf. But I am, that's one of my goals.
Yep.
Aspirational.
Yep. Is it? Yeah. Okay. Very good. I mean, Di dug us out for some of those goals, right?
Yeah, so last week we had 2 pretty intense days with a full-day strategic meeting with Di and Maddie, and then some ABO recordings with Di the day after, which when we turned up to those recording, it's funny the dynamic now. It's like we're 2 little sort of schoolboys almost. Like you're like, oh fuck, you didn't bring notes, bro. I was like, I'm like making excuses for myself, and she leaned into it and just grills us, and it's like fuck. But exactly what we need. I was so left like, fuck, we need someone just to call us on our shit and just to really
you more
give
than
it to us.
you more than me. We also had 2 one-on-ones separately, which was an interesting experience.
Yeah, could you hear through the wall?
Well, I was talking to somebody. Could you hear through the wall?
A little bit.
Oh yeah. Were you listening?
Nah,
Okay.
I wasn't. But I could just hear like little a few words, or when you would talk really loudly. So yeah, we broke out and did one-on-one interviews with Di. So I don't know what Shay talked about, and he doesn't know what I talked about.
No,
it'd be interesting.
How are we going to do that? Are we going to listen back and then
we'll figure it out?
Maybe we just shouldn't listen. We should just trust someone else at the process and just see what happens when it comes out.
I don't like.
I know.
Control.
Yeah, I know you don't.
No.
I mean, that's what we spoke about. That's what we spoke about in our one-on-one.
Shit. One of the other things I put on that goal list was do a between 2 beers beer.
Yeah.
And that's got a lot of interest. I think 4 different breweries or beer manufacturers have reached out wanting to meet up, which makes me think that's got legs.
But as we discussed, is that a priority? We've got to take that offline and work it through.
Yeah.
One of the things I spoke about the day before as well was like Di's always wanting us to do more LinkedIn posts, and I was like, I don't like doing them. And then I realized it's because I'm intimidated by you and your ability to write, which was quite weird for me to admit. But then I did, and then we unpacked it a little bit in our one-on-one, which was really interesting.
But you're a good writer.
Well, I don't think I am. And that's probably part of the challenge. And that's part of our one-on-one, to let you in a little bit on what the content of my one-on-one with Di was around. So, that's interesting. And just on LinkedIn, I need to give a shout out to AJ Morell up in Edinburgh, who messaged me on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's quite a powerful tool if you use it right.
For gentlemen of our age.
I believe.
It's the right platform for gentlemen of our age.
Yeah.
I think.
Although our numbers on Facebook have recently really ramped up as well.
Yeah, if there's one thing Facebook loves, and I think we've said this before, it's old school rugby legends.
Oh, code chat.
Yeah, the Fitzy one just went off.
Yeah.
Again, it's that sweet spot of legend of the game, one of the greatest ever All Blacks who hasn't really done a lot of interviews. He's been offshore for ages. But man, that one went far and wide. 2 things about that episode stuck out with me.
Go on.
He wasn't as big as I thought he would be.
Yeah.
Like we had that photo afterwards, and he's kind of in the middle.
He
and
was
we're
like as a hooker.
Both bigger than him?
Yeah, you were like Craig Dowd and I was like Olo Brown. Like the 95 front row. But yeah, I thought that too. At the time, I didn't think about it. And then when I saw the photo, I was like, oh yeah, he's not as big as I thought.
He's one of those guys on the screen. I always thought he would have been one of the biggest in the team.
What was the other thing?
It was cool afterwards. He's like, should we have a couple of beers?
Yeah.
So we cracked open, me and Fitzy had a beer and just shot the shit for a bit.
We shot the shit for a while.
Yeah.
It was, and we talked about Chris Wood.
Yeah.
Funnily enough.
Yeah. But those moments don't get lost on me. You know, there's the one side of it, which is, the broadcast and what everyone knows is going out. But then having the opportunity off the record to just talk about whatever you want with Sean Fitzpatrick with no, that's just super cool.
Well, it's a bit like getting voice notes from Ryan Fox or voice notes from Blair Took when we were trying to get Jimmy Spittle on the show, which would have been amazing, but just missed the opportunity with the SailGP. But that was cool.
The other ep we released on Monday, which was an epic, was Alia Bojilova, who is the former New Zealand SAS lead psychologist who went... Geez, how do you even talk about her story? She was one that went to Syria with the UN and was taken hostage and sort of helped negotiate her release, and now is a world leader on resilience. What did you reflect on that one?
Like her retelling of the hostage story, like I remember when we recorded it being super captivated by it, and then when I re-listened to it, just how calm and measured she was in retelling it. And I imagine that's kind of similar to what she was like in real life. She's married to Jamie Pinnell, who, if you haven't listened to that episode, is incredible. And on my new TV on the weekend, watched Guy Ritchie's The Covenant, which is like about Afghanistan and the war there, with the conflict there. And some of the scenes where like the guy jumps up on the 50 caliber machine gun, that's what he was doing. And it was like, you're watching this thing, which is obviously a Hollywood blockbuster, and it's like, fuck, this dude was doing it in real life. It's an odd situation to reflect on. And then sitting from you to me away, retelling it is, again, every time I think about that episode, and even hers in terms of the hostage situation, I just think that stuff really happened in real life.
One of the, we mentioned it towards the end of the episode, one of the things I kept coming back to is, what's their son going to be like?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like one of New Zealand's most incredible soldiers and Alia, and then they've got this sort of 8-year-old, I was like, he's going to be a spy, isn't he? He's got to be a spy.
That bit where I was like, did any part of your brain think that like Jamie was going to come in like Liam Neeson and Taken? I was like, that was so bad. So bad.
Yeah.
But hey, sometimes you got to ask the obvious question. People are probably thinking it.
Yeah. Check that one out if you haven't listened to it. And just finally, next week, Monday, we are releasing an episode with Joe Damon, who is, in our opinion, well, I'll not speak on your behalf, one of New Zealand's funniest comedians. He also
bears some resemblance.
some
resemblance to me. Yeah, that's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be really good.
The opening of the episode is him talking about how often people come up to him and be like, "Hey, bro, love the podcast, eh? Like, how good was that episode with Richie?"
Thanks, guys. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that one lands.
Which was funny because as the episode went on, I was just sitting there realizing more and more how you are the same person, the way you hold yourself, your background, the way you think and act.
Yeah, so check it out. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
I do need to correct myself with my Between Two Bets bet.
Okay.
It's 5.29 my odds.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
people would probably call me out. But still R18.
People would have got on your grits about
Bet responsibly. You're going to play us out with that Wood song, are you?
Yeah, I might bring it back in just for a little outro. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us this week on Hambassadors. Keep an eye on TVNZ's Breakfast. You might see us.
Nice, man.
And otherwise, enjoy yourself, man.
Enjoy.
And it feels good.
It's good. It's a good voice. It's got better with age.
JJ Bull is the artist here. JJ Bull on TikTok.
Does slap. Fade that out.